Welcome to Sabot Astrology with T and Shay. I'm Shay, and let's get into the weekly flavor from July 3rd all the way to July 9th. Two specific ones that I will be talking about. First one is the new moon that's happening on Friday, July 5th, and the second one is Mercury in a sextile with Uranus and what that brings for us. Before we start, I want to share a piece of wisdom, and I don't know why I felt the need to share this. Maybe someone needs to hear it, or maybe it's a good way to connect us to the universe. It's something that came up in a conversation, and thank you to my significant other. I was able to and really get to the bottom of it. They are an earth sign, and I'm a water sign, so they really grounded my ideas. And when we look outside of the self, the big work is the within, and so without, so above, so below. So the universe reflects us internally. We reflect our internal, but we also reflect out. And when we see other people and we're not content with what they're doing, or we don't feel what they're doing is right, or we might deem it as bad or ugly or unprofessional or just unbalanced in the situation, we have to look at what part of ourselves are we also doing the same. So whatever it is that we do not like someone else doing, we have to look within and we have to reassess that for ourselves. Are we doing that one thing that we don't like seeing others doing? And how do we are we even self-aware of that? So when I came to that realization, person or that thing, it just doesn't feel right. But what can I do within me? It's not so much about them, it's about me as a person, right? I, the person, can do, and this can also be applicable to all of us who are watching this. How can the I readjust? We see what we don't like, maybe that's a part of us. Now we need to readjust that. And I'm not saying that I'm mean or anything like that, but we're all human beings, and there are things that we can't judge other people on. We have to reflect. We have to see what are we doing that we can improve and adjust. And this goes on, and this can go with good things too. What are good things that I like that this person does? Am I doing the same for myself? Am I applying the same thing, or am I needing to readjust? And so again, we are a mirror, and I always tell people that work with me, when we're in relationships to other, we mirror each other. There is something that we have to look within and also without. So that is a practical way to think about the within, so without, and what the universe is coming in for us to work with. And this is, again, I want to always give honor that this is not my philosophy. There is a philosophy that was passed down. This is the philosophy of Hermes Trismegistus. If you're interested in learning about this myth, this beautiful energy, I advise to please head over to like a good library, an esoteric library, where you can read more about Hermes, or in more Egyptian cultures is referred as Thoth. So now we're going to get into the new moon that's happening. So this new moon is coming in, and as I'm looking actually down in my notes. I have a journal that I write down all the notes that I want to present to all of you. So it's nothing sketchy here. So the new moon is going to be 14 degrees and 23 of Cancer, and it's going to be transitioning around 6:57 p.m. Eastern time. And one of the preparations that I did, and this was like actually the end of 2023, was to create new moon mantra. So for this mantra, I wrote, I am safe to explore my emotional vulnerabilities. So we can state that more than one time. I am safe to explore my emotional vulnerabilities. I am safe to explore my emotional, and you can put anywhere you want, but I put vulnerabilities. And this new moon invites us with this beautiful Cancerian energy into the mix, where we can come across new encounters in our partnerships, in our connections, in our relationships. And I just started right with relationship is a mirror of who we are. And wherever it's felt like it's a struggle, we need to embody that struggle and work through it and look at the beautiful parts of it. How does it play a part in the sense of self? How does it play a part in the sense of worth? Sorry, I had to take a breather because I got real passionate when I was in that part. This new moon helps to solidify our standing and especially in our connections, that we are in fact able to be lovable, to be vulnerable with those in our partnerships. And it could feel at first it's like this wave of energy, this wave of emotion. We're trying to mobilize and we're trying to monetize, as Saturn is also speaking to us in this connection. So we have Venus and Saturn speaking to this new moon. Okay, and they're both in good connection. They're in good graces with this new moon. So it's solidifying our partnerships, our emotional vulnerabilities, that we're able to have like this platform, but it's also helping solidify our connections in our relationships. And it's highlighting us what to do. Saturn wants to teach us what to do, and and that is up to us to unfold through listening, meditation, or just being. There's vulnerability that we can share in these connections. And again, Saturn is gonna be like, "Are you sure?" And Venus is gonna be like, "Girl, you can go ahead and do it." And so this new moon is coming with a powerful, intense vibration of emotions that for us to explore and to start really living and embodying. It doesn't want us to be like in the corner hiding, you know. I'm getting the image of being like a in the club or being at a dance studio and just like, or like being shy and like hugging the wall the whole time. No, this new moon wants us to move forward. And again, Cancer is a cardinal water sign, so it's about direction and emotion. It is about energy in one's emotion, but it's also about intensity of one's emotion. And with this comes a very transformative energy that will help us transform our sensible nature and our connections to that and what that means. And I want us to embrace that part, embracing that connection of, okay, it's okay to cry, it's okay to feel, it's okay to even cry tears of joy. This is the energy. All right, I got really passionate there, so I had to take a little step back. So that is that first part. Now, the second part, which I wanted to talk about and get through in these 10 minutes, is Mercury in Leo, and then it's in a sextile to Jupiter in Gemini. So as we know, Jupiter is going to be in the sign of Gemini for the full year. It's going to be in this sign for us actually for a long time. So it's going to be influencing us in the way we think, and in our nervous system. Is going to be where are we learning, where are we needing to work through communication, where are we letting our dualities, the dual, the two parts, right? The reflection, again, the mirror part come in. And it helps to open our eyes to the larger issues in life, in the world. And if this applies to you, if you feel that this applies, what is an issue that you've been open to? Who has opened you up to that issue, and how are you working through that issue? Could there be there could also be these different viewpoints that we start to notice, which could that we can consider choosing from. So it's like we have all this candy in this bowl of candy that we can pick from. Then these are points of view. The candy was symbolizing the point of views, and then we have the cheerleader. And you've been needing to cheerlead, or I don't know why I got the symbolism of cheerleading when I wrote this. This is what was like maybe a week before. Cheerleading because your accomplishments are coming true, and that you really learned a lot. And you're really good at learning. So if this is something, again, you're expanding your mind through these new eccentric ideas, and working through balancing your nervous system. I always say this when I see Uranus and also Mercury, to make sure that is balanced. So thank you all for watching Sabor Astrology, and I will see you on the next one. Con mucho, mucho sabor, Sabor Astrology. Thank you.